Hello, I am Christy Muro, and this video is part of a training I created for new SAP Business One users. Go to my YouTube channel to find all the videos. In this video, I'm going to show you the two main types of objects that we have in SAP, how the master data and transactions are structured. So let's get started. So in SAP, we have two main types of objects. We have the master data and transactions. Master data, we have customers, vendors, items, bill of material, and chart of accounts. And I'm going to show you what is the structure of the screen for each of these objects. So I'm going to start with the business partner master data. So I'm going to click on these three lines, and I'm going to go to business partner. In SAP, a business partner could be a customer, a vendor, or a lead. So these are in business partners, business partner master data. I'm going to choose one of my customers. So for this type of data, we have the header information, and then we have different tabs. Here in the header information, you're going to find the customer code, customer name, the customer group, the currency, and some balances related to this particular customer. So this is all the information that we have in the header. And then we have different tabs. We have the general tab where we have the phone number, the email, the technician, the territory. We have the field that identify if the customer is active or inactive. And then if I move to the next tab, where here you are able to add new or update new contacts, we have the addresses. In the addresses, we have the ship to and bill to address. We have payment term information that includes price list, credit limit, discounts. And then we have the payment run related to banking, the accounting tab that includes the GL accounts that the system is going to use when creating journal entries for this customer, the properties, the remarks. Here I have up to 256,000 characters to add remarks. And finally, we have the attachments, where you are able to attach any document or picture, PDF to this customer master data. Now I'm going to open a vendor. So I'm going to open a vendor. For example, this one. And basically, the vendors have the same information because they are in the same screen, and we have the same header information and the same tabs. Same thing for leads. If I select a lead here, same thing. We have the same information and same fields. So this is about customers, vendors, and leads. Now let's move to the item master data. So I'm going to close it. And to open the item master data, I'm going to go to inventory, item master data, and then I'm going to open one of the items. The screen of the item master data is very similar to the customer master data, where you have the header information, where you have item code, item name, item group, unit of measure. Here we identify if this is an inventory item, a sales item, a purchase item, and then we have the different tabs. In the general tab, we have information such as the manufacturer, if the item is active or inactive. And if I go to the purchasing data, here I can see the unit of measure, the dimensions for the purchasing unit of measures. Then we have the sales data tab, where same thing, we have the unit of measure and the dimensions. And then in the inventory tab, we have the warehouses, the weight, the unit of measure, the valuation method. In the planning data, we have all the information related to the MRP, production data, some information about the production, the properties, remarks, and the attachment. So you can see it's very, very similar to the customer master data. And then we have the bill of material screen. So I'm going to go to production, bill of materials, and I'm going to open one of the bill of materials. This one is a little bit different because now we have the header information where we have product number, product description, the type of bill of material, and now we have a content tab. As you can see here in the bill of materials, we have only two tabs, the content tab and the attachments. In the content tab is where we're going to add all the components for this bill of material. And in the attachment works the same way as the others where you are able to attach documents. And then we have the chart of account. This one is very different. So if I go to financials, chart of accounts, so here in the chart of account, we have the different drawers that identify the type of GL account. For example, the assets, the liabilities, the revenues, expenses. So when I click on each of the drawers, the system is going to show me the different GL accounts assigned to that type of account. Okay, so far we have seen the structure of the master data. Now let's go and see the structure of the transactions. The structure of the transactions screens is different from each module. But for example, for sales and purchasing, it's very similar. So I'm going to go to sales and sales order to show you the structure of the sales order screen. And I'm going to open one of the existing sales orders. So the structure of the sales transactions includes header information, footer information, the content information, and the additional tabs. In the header information, we have the customer code, the customer name, the contact person, customer reference number, the posting date, the delivery date. And in the footer, we have the discounts by document, the freight, the total amount, and the remarks. And in the content information or in the detail of the transactions, we have all the items that are in this sales order, where we have item number, item description, quantity, unit price, totals. And then if I go to the logistics tab, here is where I identify ship to address, the bill to address, the shipping type. And if I go to the accounting tab, here we see the payment terms. Here we see information such as payment terms and reference documents. And finally, we have the attachments screen. So this is a structure for the sales transactions. So this is a sales order, but if I go, for example, to an AR invoice, you will see that it has the same structure. I'm going to close it, and now I'm going to open a purchasing screen. For example, a purchase order. And the structure of the purchase order is the same as the structure that we saw on the sales transactions, where we have the header information, the footer information, the lines, and the different tabs, logistics, accounting, and attachments. So again, the screens of the purchasing and sales transactions are very similar. Now I'm going to go and open one of the inventory transactions. So I'm going to go to a good receipt. So you will see that in the good receipt, we don't have customer or vendor information because this is only inventory transactions where we have a header section, a footer section, the content information that includes all the items and the attachment tabs. In the header information, we find the posting date, the reference numbers, the reference documents. In the details, we have item code, item description, the quantity, the total. And in the footer, we have the remarks and the journal remarks. And if I go to attachment, same thing, I will be able to attach a document here to the good receive. If I go to the good issue, same structure. The inventory transfer is a little bit different because additional to the information that we saw in the good receive and good issues, here I have the option to select a customer or a vendor. So this covers the structure for the inventory transaction. Now I'm going to go to the production transactions. For example, a production order. Here we have the header information where we have the product number, product description, the plant quantity, the warehouse, the dates, and then we have the footer information where we only have the remarks and pick and pack remarks. We have the details where we have all the components to produce this production order. Then we have the attachment, same as in the other screens. And then we have the summary. And the summary is where I'm going to see all the information related to the production order, such as what is the actual product cost, the actual additional cost, the variance, and some journal remarks. I'm going to close it. And finally, I'm going to open the journal entry screen. So I'm going to go to financial, journal entry. And here, same thing, we have the header information, but we don't have a footer information. And here we have only the content and attachments tab, where attachments, same thing, I will be able to attach a document. So this covers the structure of the different screens that we have in SAP. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching.